What's good, guys and gals? Here we go. This one could be short. I don't know. Finally, the sun came out a little bit more. I'm feeling good. Yeah. This one's on doing nothing. Doing nothing. Sometimes it feels like we are always doing stuff, right? Always planning, going to the store, going to work, doing whatever. All these things, we're all going and going and going and thinking and planning, and the mind, it's a Rubik's Cube. So, and this one's for me, especially. I would never rest like just more with my physical body. I could still rest my mind, but still, regardless, all these are for me too. This helps me too, and I'm sure I know it does. So either way, man, yeah, this one's for me. And believe it or not, doing nothing, it's a practice. It's a practice. It's it can be if you want it to be, boy, I think we need it to be sometimes, it's nothing is something worth doing. So I'm talking about, not thinking, not working, not planning, not going, not bam, 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 not moving, laying down or sitting up or however you want to do it, or you can be standing too, to an extent. For sure, you can do it when you're standing and walking too. You can do these things, but sometimes we just have to totally do nothing for just for our soul, just for our for our own, well-being sometimes. And it's just, we gotta stop. People are so addicted to thinking, so addicted, and let me say this really quick. It's, there's nothing wrong with planning and thinking and stuff. If you're most people, I know myself too, we get too stuck on the loops. It's a struggle for everybody, I think, these loops, and we get stuck on them. And you can plan and you can plan and still be very, very, very conscious and very, very just tuned in. There's conscious planning, or you could be tuned out. Either way, you could, however you want to look at things, guys. And it's just we can still do that. So I'm not saying don't do that, but what I am saying is we're addicted to thinking. It's these false, a lot of people are just so addicted to the false happiness that we get from these loops that I'm talking about. You guys know what I'm talking about. These unuseful, unproductive, these very harmful loops it is in our best interest really to figure out how to at least minimize them on a high level, as much as we can, because it's just people are addicted to this, I was saying, false happiness of I'm not even talking just material objects. That's obvious. People are addicted to the material world and objects, but they're also addicted to the objects of the mind, like these loops, these thought patterns, and these losing ourselves in that, and thinking that we gains, like that it's like part of our identity, or it's like, the drama of our own minds. Some people crave that, and that's kind of an ego, part of the ego too. And just not going to get into the ego today. I've gotten into it a couple times, but and I'll get into it many more times. It's just, but like, yeah, no, like I said, it's just like, it can be like the worst addiction that someone can have, like, worse than any drugs or food or anything, though. Our own freaking minds, guys. So, man, it's a challenge, and I don't know, like, like I said, like, well, it just comes down basically to, like, what can you do about this? What can you do about, your mind? And it's like, we always just want to keep going. I do. I just want to keep doing and thinking, and who doesn't, right? And it's like, it comes down to awareness of the first awarenesses of these things. It comes down to just being aware, and the more you're aware of certain things, for real, like, depending on what, but just, the more you're aware of stuff, the more it starts to, you might start you'll understand it, and that's the key, is understanding the mind, and our, like, we gotta just sit back, lay down, just relax. We just stop doing all activity, all mental activity, especially. That's and physical, all of it. We have to just stop sometimes, like, and not just like watch TV or read. That's definitely. We gotta just totally just sometimes make it, even if we're not like meditating or whatever it is, just to stop, let go. Like, I'm saying this for me too. We gotta let go, and it's like, so once we understand this stuff and we have this deep awareness, and like, one sort of, the more we get focused on it, just like anything, it's just a matter of time towards, like, you'll see the benefits of this. I'm telling you, man. I mean, you know this. It's like, when you really do, sometimes you're just like, man, I knew. It's an intuition thing too, because the more you do it and the more you practice it, it's an intuition thing. And like, the intuition is like, you're like, I know if I could just stop doing, like, I could take time off and just rest for 10 minutes and just clear everything, and 10 minutes could totally reboot you sometimes, guys. I'm sure you guys know, but and it's just like, the more you have that awareness, and the more you're practicing it, and you're in tune with yourself, and just your thoughts, emotions, all this stuff, your body, all these things. And the more you are, it gets easier, and you have more and more, like I said, awareness towards, like, the intuitive factor that you have of, like, oh, like, I actually could just, like, not do anything, or just even, like, have a day off of work or something. Oh, maybe I could just have that. You could apply it to that too. The more because once you do it, you're just like, once we do this, it's like, we're just like, oh, that was the best use of, excuse me, like 10 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, whatever it was for us, the best use. And it's like, man, it's wonderful. It's like, it's just, I'm just talking about observing the mind. Like, that's all, and I'm just trying to give people reminders, and definitely myself as well. Because we all need it, it's simple. It's so simple that, like, this, self-help, or whatever you want to call it, this stuff, It's so simple, but it's so freaking hard. And it's just like, and the thing is with your, it's practice. It's usually when you're practicing stuff, practice pays off generally, right, guys? So it gets better, and the more you practice, the more you're just any of these mental and emotional things that you're working on. I don't care if it's fear, anxiety, guilt, or anything. Like, the more that you're aware of like what's going on up here, and the quicker you can, like I said before, tune in as soon as possible when you're not doing something that is in your or other people's best interest. But I'm talking more about just yours, because it starts with you, right? So I'm talking about the more you do that, the more you're able to just dial in, tap in, and get zoned in, and just in general, you start to start to kind of smile at the mind. You're just like, wow, this is the crazy mind that we got to overcome on some levels sometimes. First, for my sanity, for all of ours, really, it's an interesting, what do you call it? Interesting predicament, that the mind, So like it's this inner knowing, and you're just like, so like I said, if it's ego, if it's fear, if it's any whatever it is that is mentally or emotionally your struggles, or what you're working on, what your challenges are. So they're not struggles. Looking at stuff is like struggles or like problems, and it's not, intention's everything, and just, it's not the right way to put it, but like it's just your outlook, and the vibe, start having these more positive and just more conscious and more in tune with what you're trying to do, and I don't know, kind of going off. I can do that, but not this time. Like, I'm not gonna go off too bad. So, what else? It's just thought patterns. Just thought patterns. But boy, it can take a lifetime of work, right? So, nature helps a lot. Like, a lot of stuff will help. Nature helps a ton. It's like the best helper, I think, for peace and quiet, or silence is golden. It really is. So getting still, and it helps with getting your inner stillness, your inner ability to tune in, zone in, or whatever, and not resist what's going on, and just staying right here. And there's other things you can do that will help, like whatever, but like, it comes down to basically a choice, and just kind of like from the understanding and all of your experiences and awarenesses previous, it will keep building. Like, it will keep building up towards the heavens. Okay, it will. Well, what am I saying? Like, yeah, no, I'm talking about just letting go, right? So, going to nature, you could still be on your phone for the whole entire time. I know I've done it before. When someone texted me out of the blue or whatever, or freaking messenger thing, I so many times I've debated just deleting it, just because it just distracts me. So I love it. I love keeping up to date with people, especially now. I love this even more than before, when I had it just for my business. And for now, it's if this turns into a business, when I'm, it's not the intention to make money or anything, but like, anyways, like, you get my point. Like, you can be in nature, and and you can be letting go, and you can be, but then you can start. You're just trying to do nothing, right? Come on, we need to do it. But then we get distracted by this we gotta set time away sometimes to do this, and be really committed. But you know, it comes down to a choice. Like I said, like when you have those awarenesses and the more you have the positive work that you've done towards this stuff, and the more in tune you are, the more it gets easier. Just like anything, really. But that doesn't mean there's not going to be just things coming right in your face and challenges. That's just part of life. But yeah, and obviously I'm not saying like don't just like lay around and like be lazy, or don't accomplish anything, or don't be productive, or don't. I know you guys know I'm not saying that, but that's, you know, this type of rest, to do nothing, guys. It's like the best. It's, you know, it's only second to sleep, and I'm not even going to compare the two because they're a little different, you know. But it's a way of resting, you know, just in you know, while you're awake. In the waking life, whatever. So, yeah, that was just a short one. I was trying to just rock out because I love you guys, and yeah, you know, yeah, I gotta get to yoga. I'm stoked. Every day is a blessing and a gift, and like, subscribe if you do, and if you want to see more, because this is where I'm at, and yeah, I hope you guys got something out of this, and are able to, you know, more and more go towards the positive, towards the better, more I hope we can just all come together and take more charge of our being responsible, you know, being responsible for what's going on in us, and so yeah, I hope you guys can take, you know, even better charge, and I know that anyone watching my channel for the most part is, so, and if you're not, it's just like, I know we can get stagnant, like I said, we can be growing, or we can be stagnant. And so it's hard. So just try not to get stagnant too long. And if you have, that's when it's key to have the community, the support, the friends, the family. That's when it's key, because you don't want to. I mean, I don't want to be stagnant in any parts of my life anymore, longer than I need to be, right? Unless I'm like, you know, so. And I'm not going to just keep, I could go on and on, but like I said, I got to split. But guys, blessings, and yeah, I hope, I don't need to say anything. I'm just going to do nothing for 1 minute before I go to yoga. Bye.